We'll open up.
Jordan already beat.
All right, open up for questions then.
Hey, Coach, I have one question carried over from last week. You had an emphasis on getting the ball to running backs passing line. What went into that decision for last week on that?
Just I think coming out of the week before, obviously having Christian back, Amir's really emerged. We knew they were going to be a big 5-man rush, man-to-man team. So, we'd have a matchup with our backs probably on their linebackers, and that was kind of game plan specific to last week. Just thought it would be a good matchup for us, and it's something that one of the good things we did against New England. So we thought, hey, let's really focus on some of the things we're doing well right now.
Matt, how did Cam look in practice, and how much of the playbook has he picked up over the last couple of weeks?
I wouldn't say Cam's picking up the playbook. Really, it's more kind of like the game plan. I think there's obviously so many fundamental things within the playbook. That would take a long time. Take really all of OTAs for most guys to learn. So what Cam's trying to do is not many guys have done. Come in and learn something that quickly. Protections, run game, pass game, some of the situational stuff, 2-minute final plays. Those will take some time. So, but I thought Cam did a nice job of practice today. What he's being asked to do is really hard. He has the benefit of having PJ out there who's done it a while, and obviously having Matt Barkley, who's a seasoned pro. So we have a good room right now.
How unique is it to, I guess, train a quarterback to be there for a stretch run of this nature with not having the ability of having OTAs and things of that nature this late in the season?
How unique is it? I don't think it happens very often. Maybe it has. But typically your quarterback, everything. When something goes wrong on the field, the quarterback has to make it right, and make it right. They need tools, and to use tools, they have to have been through it and learned everything. That being said, Cam's played a lot of football, and so they put a lot of things up, and some things really, probably hit his head easier than others because they've been there for a while. You can see really quickly that he's really a smart guy, and you can see really quickly that he works at it. So, they'll figure out the right, plays for him, right amount of plays for him. Obviously, we have PJ as well, so there's the right plays for him, and put together a game plan.
So it kind of sounds like, him knowing, I guess, a truncated part of the playbook, PJ will expect a handful of snaps and kind of a dual quarterback system.
Yeah, I probably won't get into too much game plan wise. I hope you guys can respect that. We're just gonna have both guys ready to play, and just kind of taking it day by day in terms of how much. Obviously today was first and second down. How much Cam felt good about. How much hit him probably. It's everyone else too, right? It's not just him. It's Johnny Miller's back practicing again. Pat Elflein's the second week at center. So there's a lot of guys that are stepping into new roles. So. Just trying to put together a game plan. So we'll have both guys ready, and how we use them, I think we'll figure out as the week goes on.
Now you mentioned game plan. How interesting is the chess match this week when you've got Ron and his staff who know Cam so well?
Obviously, Coach Rivera. I can't speak for him, but obviously he's a great head coach, great defensive mind. Jack Del Rio's great defensive mind. They spend a lot of time together, so I'm sure they know things about each other that I certainly don't know. I think for us, we're trying to focus on ourselves. We have to find a way to get the ball to Christian McCaffrey and Amir and Chuba. Have to find a way to get the ball to DJ, Robbie, Terrace. Have to get the ball to Tommy and Ian. So I think for us, it's just, hey, who do we have? What are the plays that we like? And you look at what they did last week. They played a great game against Tampa Bay, and they've evolved a little bit defensively as to who they are as the year's gone on. And so, obviously them losing Chase Young, which you feel awful about, with Sweat being out. We don't know what they'll do. They might come out and blitz us. They might come out and play zone. We have to just kind of really focus on ourselves because there's a lot of unknowns for us getting ready for them.
Does it give you any kind of advantage having Cam and Christian and others practice against that defensive form?
Well, Jack wasn't there, so it's just, Del Rio wasn't here. He was, it's kind of, I think he's running the defense, and even the defense that we faced last year was a quarters-based defense. They've gone to more of like a one-high, different style. When they were here, it seemed like, the last year, and you guys would know better than me, it seemed like it was a little bit more of a 3-4 base at the end of last year. So I think, when you get guys like, Coach Rivera, Coach Del Rio, they can coach any defense. They can coach any coverage. So really our players are just focused on, their job and executing. And I think when we do that, we played pretty well.
Matt, you mentioned earlier trying to get a few plays for Cam in the game plan. Is there enough time to get some plays maybe he had in another scheme into your offense?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Sorry. You mentioned earlier about just kind of getting plays for Cam as far as the game plan? Is there enough time to get Cam-centric plays that maybe you ran in a different offense into your offense for this week or in the future?
Yeah, and I think to be quite honest, I think most things, even last week, I mean, we didn't come out and say, hey, let's run, quarterback power, or, hey, let's run, we didn't say, hey, let's run zone read, let's, without having it already in. So we've kind of had some of those things in. Like, I think I mentioned the other day, I think there was a point early in the year where Sam had like 4 or 5 touchdowns in 3 games. I forget what the number was. So, we've had some run the quarterback stuff. I think for Cam, it's as much, he's not just a runner, obviously. He can throw the football. So it's about finding route concepts that he's familiar with, that he likes. The good thing, as I said, is he's been through so much. So, Joe's, he's been through so many different offenses. Joe does a good job of, if it works, we're going to do it. So it's one thing I've now learned being in the NFL is that there's a lot of similarities, a lot of offenses. He's kind of, one group calls it this, one group calls it this, but it's all pretty much the same plays. So a lot of these guys are able to quickly transition pictures in their head to different words, and Cam's done a nice job of that.
Matt, 2 small things, if you don't mind. One is just, are you ready to say, understanding you're getting 2 quarterbacks ready, are you ready to say that Cam is going to start Sunday? Or?
I think we're probably trending that way, to be quite honest with you. I just, I'm not gonna probably pull that trigger till later. But I think that, I was pretty transparent the other day in terms of, we're wanting to push him. I think into that role. I think it's good for our team. But we're getting PJ ready as well, and I think, as I said, I think game plan wise, we could see a myriad of different things happen.
Another thing I was just going to ask you, after you got the job here, I can't, maybe you answered this last year, I forgot if you did, but did you and Ron ever have like an extended conversation where he said, whatever,
No, sir.
here's where to get your haircut or anything like that?
No, I never did. I mean, obviously I talked to Ron on the field last year before we played, and he was great to me. Linda O'Hora, who was Coach Fox's assistant, and then was Ron's assistant, and then was my assistant before retiring. I think she's been the conduit, for all things. And even now, I still call her when I need something. She's amazing. Not much beyond that. Obviously I didn't have any history with Coach moving forward, and I was blessed to have Marty here. Marty was amazing to me. I think sometimes I talk to people about Marty like he is as kind-hearted and wonderful a man as there is. I think he tries to put on a facade sometimes, I think, for people, but Marty's a special person, and I couldn't have dreamed of a better person to be my GM for my first year, because he wasn't too good to walk me through the simplest of things, like, hey, explain to me what an exclusive rights free agent is, and I really enjoyed my time with him. So, I never really had a chance to talk to Ron beyond that.
I think you said it kind of quickly a little earlier, but would you consider putting John Miller back if he's ready in the starting lineup, or do you like where the line is right now?
I have to really see how John does. He was very limited today. It might be this week, it might be later next week. I'm just going to start trying to work Johnny back in. So obviously John's been a starter. When he's healthy, he's as powerful and stout a guy as there is. He's a warrior. He goes out there and plays when he's banged up. I think he's finally healthy. I just have to see how close he is to being ready to play. So I think Trent's done a really nice job. So we'll have to make that decision when it comes. Right now we're just kind of running on parallel tracks, getting Trenton ready and getting Johnny back in the fold.
And also, I guess one of the biggest questions about Cam before he signed with the Panthers was where his arm was at. How do you feel based on what you've seen so far?
I see no issue with his arm.
Obviously, he put a touchdown to Robbie last week. Have you seen maybe the chemistry between him and Robbie and DJ at this point?
Chemistry in terms of obviously Cam's, kind of like a lightning rod of, energy and relationships. So he does a great job of those things. In terms, I think in terms of on the field football stuff, I mean, I'm always going to be kind of an execution guy. Robbie got open, he made the throw. That chemistry, that kind of that innate, hey, I know where you're going to be. I think that takes time, and I think kind of our hope has been, work Cam in over the next 2 weeks, go on the bye week, and then have the final 5 games of the year with Cam really kind of understanding a good feel for what we do and knowing where guys are going to be. So every practice rep is just getting us a little bit closer to that, where you can kind of play without thinking, which to me is really when greatness comes. So they're starting to build that chemistry. It looks like they certainly have an off the field chemistry, but on the field, I just think it's going to take a little time.
Matt, last week you mentioned, obviously this is the Cam we
watch his Patriots tape from a year ago, the preseason tape, and now once you see him do practice, considering all that, what are your realistic on-field expectations for Cam?
Just help us go win this game this week. Cam was brought here to help us win. I thought he helped us win last week. And, only played 8 plays, but I think it was 8 plays. I think that's But played good football for those 8 plays. I expect him to just work to become a guy that can help us win week in and week out. And beyond that, that's kind of all I expect from all of our guys. I expect them to play really hard, to prepare really hard, do their job, and then go out and deliver on Sundays. And Cam did that last week on 2 days worth of work. Now he has a full week worth of work. I expect him to prepare all week and go out and practice hard and then get to the game and play well. And so anything beyond that, I don't really think too much about. I just really kind of think about, hey, this week, and then from there, I think about Christian. I think about Christian for this week, and really, that's always kind of my mindset. That's why you see 1-0 in the building. Like, I just try to stay locked into 1 week at a time. So.
How much time did he spend in the building the last couple of days trying to get ready, and how much time did you spend with him?
How much time has he spent in the building? I don't know what time. I don't know the full range of time that he's in and leaves. I know he's here a lot. I guess what's today? Wednesday? Yeah. I sat down with him Monday for a good amount of time, just to talk about the game and how he saw things. Yesterday, I didn't sit down with him yesterday. Just kind of, we were, because our game plan day, and then obviously today we've been working all day. So, he's going to work with Joe and Sean to learn as much as he can and get himself as ready as he can. But it's kind of the same thing that PJ's doing with those guys and Matt's doing with those guys. So I expect all of our guys to prepare at a really high level.
Was there anything that you learned? You said you sat down with him Monday extensively. Was there anything that you learned that you might not have known about him before from that conversation?
No, I just think the thing is like, he's kind of the things I talk about with our guys, of being tough and hardworking and competitive and practicing at a high level and taking accountability and challenge. Those are all the things that so far he's done. That, so it's like he's kind of like the personification of the brand and the things that I talk about. So, he obviously has a different process because he's been different places. I've asked him to, hey, come in and just do our process. And he's been great about that. As are all these guys. These guys are all pros. They all want to win. But at the end of the day, when we step on the field between the white lines, I want guys who go out there like lions and compete at a high level and don't make excuses and don't let other people make them for them, and go out there and compete. And that's what PJ did last week. That's what Christian does, and that's certainly what Cam Newton does. And so, I've enjoyed every second of it so far.
Hold on 1 second. We're going to take 2 more. Aaron, do you have one? Or do you have?
I have one.
Okay. You got one person. Take 3, the last 3. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, Stephon Gilmore's not on the injury report. What, assuming that's a good thing, and what does that mean for his playing time and his role?
I think we're just going to keep bumping him up every week. The issue is just like, we think Dante's playing. I mean, Dante played as well. A game was, he got beat on one play, and it was so funny. Like, he threw a pass interference, and I walked up to him and I said, hey, it was like 2 plays later. I said, see, like, that's what I love about you. Like when we first got here, that might have affected you. And he's like, oh, I had bad eyes. That's my fault anyway. I'm not even worried about the official. Like, Dante's level of like what's next in his brain and maturity in his brain is so elite. I mean, he's a competitor. And when you have a guy that size that's covering the way he's covering, picking balls off, but at the same time, his tackling, I mean, it was really impressive to watch. And so I got excited to even give you that answer. I forget what you even asked me. I ain't gonna lie. But so we have a lot of guys playing well, right? Keith Taylor's playing really well. C.J. Henderson, like, really starting to play well. Melvin was playing well for her. A.J. Boye, like, can do it all, goes all over the field. So we don't need Stephon right now to play 70 plays. So we're just kind of working him back into the the whole fold. But health-wise, he's been good. I think for some of those guys, it's kind of like, hey, get to the bye week, and then maybe some of their play can go up. Shaq, we tried to limit his play the last couple of weeks, and then we kind of turned him loose. A big thing in this game on Sunday was having Burris out there. I mean, he's the veteran in the secondary. Sometimes when he's not out there, you got a bunch of young guys out there, and at safety you have to make a lot of calls, and Justin gets out there. So a lot of good things have happened to us in terms of our depth.
You spoke a lot about the energy that Cam brings to games and practices. Having seen it now for a couple of days, how apparent is that energy, and how different is the feel in practice?
I spoke a lot about his energy. Or you're saying?
You said it at the end of last week.
Yeah, I'm not super like. We have really good energy at practice. Like we practice fast. The thing that Cam brings to me is that he brings like execution. he threw first 2 plays he touched the ball, he scored touchdowns. Like that's like a movie. Like I mean I sat there and I couldn't believe that happened. So like yeah, does he bring energy? I just don't want to diminish his on the field play, if that makes sense. Like yes, he's walking around the locker room. He's fun to be around. He's yelling. He's screaming. He's smacked me in the middle of the game one time. Like, I mean, he's fun to be around, but at the end of the day, as he'll be the first to tell you, all that's for naught if he doesn't play well, and we don't play well. So he gets that. Like, the thing that he said to me, and going back to Vashti's question, is like, it's all about winning. Like, that's, to me, he's like, Coach, it's all about winning. Like, standard is a standard. And then, I'm the old coach that gets up and talks about standards all the time. Everyone's like, all right, yeah, I got it. Well, you got a guy now who's saying, hey, guys, like, this is how I see it. Now you got Christian who believes in that, and Taylor, so I got enough guys that believe in standards, and winning is the only thing that matters, that it helps. So the energy's awesome. I don't ever mean to diminish it. I just love the fact that, like he's on the practice field, and, he throws his last ball of each period, he turns and runs down and, runs the lap and comes back. Like, those are things that pros do. And so it's way more to me about the example being set in terms of preparation, practice, accountability, all those things. I just, we all understand Cam is like a force of nature almost, in terms of like the things that he brings. But I don't want that to be all that people realize, like, because I'm only knowing him a short time. What I see is a true professional that wants to win, that puts the time in, that all he said to me is, hey, hold me accountable. If I'm not dropping the way you want, then tell me to drop. Like, that's all he wants. And that's what Christian McCaffrey runs a play. He's the first guy over there. Like, was that the right cut? How'd you see it? And I say all that because a lot of young players out there in the world, and sometimes we bring in here, that they're very defensive. Like, why are you coaching me like this? Well, the 2 of the best guys in the history of football are out here saying, hey, coach me. And so that's the message I want about Cam. This is like this. I don't know Cam before. I know the Cam I know right now wants to win and wants to be good and wants to help make this team a good team. And so all the other stuff is fun. It's gravy. It's all that. Like the I'm back was for one time I can live with it. But you have to get in the end zone to do those things. And I think he gets that, and I get that, and I hope everyone gets that. Like, it's all about football, and he's gonna help us get the football better.
What was your reaction when
Hey, David, go ahead, Chris.
Coach, you've been trying to get the special teams personnel right all season. Can you just talk about the impact Zane Gonzalez has had being a player of the week twice now this season for you guys?
Yeah, I don't, I think we got it right, to be quite honest. I mean, I know early on we had to make some moves and all that, and then obviously Joey getting hurt stunk, right? But, I think Zane has been at a point now where it's like, I can put a guy out there to kick a 52-yard without thinking a lot about it. If you go back to the first game of the year, I think I punted from the 32 or 33-yard line, right? So did whatever it took to pin the defense down, and now I can kick that ball. So it just gives me way more flexibility. People talk a lot about, like, going for on 4th down and game management decisions. They put a lot of analytics and probabilities up, and all those are based off of, like, the median team in the National Football League. And if you have a team that can get that yard, you go for it. If you have a team that you don't think you can get that yard, you probably shouldn't go for it. And if you think you can make that kick, then you kick it. And so for me, the decision-making matrix has gotten way easier because I'm like, shoot, let's kick it. I feel good about his chances of making pretty much every kick. And more importantly, I love his demeanor. If he misses a kick, I'm not worried, like, is this going to put him in the tank? And the things he's done kicking off. I mean, early in the year, we first got him, the ball was being kicked to the 5, and, they were turning the ball back on us, right? And now the ball's through the end zone pretty much every time unless we deem, hey, let's kick it. Even after that penalty the other day, he kicked the ball from the 20, and we got the ball all the way down there and tackled him at the 30. So he's done a really nice job. And to your point, I think he's had, this year, 3 holders. I think that's what it's been, right? Lachlan has really, I think, done a nice job coming in there and learning our system, punting and holding for us. So I think Chase, I think Ed Foley, I think Mike Cyphers, they've been kind of dealt some interesting things that have happened and different things and having to bring guys in, but they've coached the guys, and that's what a coach's job is. It's not to figure out the personnel, it's to coach the guys. They've coached the guys, and I think Zane's excellent. And as I told him on the field, everyone was hugging him because he got an MC Player of the Week. I said everybody loves a kicker as long as he makes his kicks. So Zane, that's what's great about Zane, man. He's a football guy. He's not just a specialist. Like, he's part of the team, and he's done a nice job.
you're squarely back in the playoff hunt. You're number 7 seed. You got some winnable games coming up, the bye week. Is there a tendency to look forward and kind of picture what could happen?
Personally, I haven't. I didn't even think about it until you just said it, or didn't know rather until you just said it. So it hasn't been on my mind, man. Like you said, I'm just focused on Washington this week and getting ready to go out there and dominate those guys.
Does it feel like there's a lot of extra noise around this game because Cam and Ron coming home? Do you feel that?
I haven't felt it, but I could definitely see that being a narrative. You know, I can definitely see more so than anything coming back from the fans, them being really happy and excited about Cam being back. And inside the building, though, not really. I haven't really heard, anybody really saying nothing like that. So.
Son, what are your impressions of this Washington offense, in particular Taylor Heineke, and what he brings to that offense?
Him himself, man, he's competitive, really, really competitive. I like it, He's somebody that gets him going, can make plays with his feet, and like I said, he's a competitor, a real competitor, and I like it. I'm excited for the challenge this week.
You guys are getting some bullets back on your side of the football. What has it been like to kind of see, more guys getting involved, like Justin's back and all these other guys, Shaq's back? It's felt like a much fuller deck for you guys.
And it's awesome, man. Myself, I'm happy to be getting some of these guys back. Veteran guys that's had a lot of experience out there on the field, and really good with their communication, and just out there ready to make the defense better. So I'm happy. I'm ecstatic.
Son, Cam's been known to get some jawing matches with defensive players. Thomas Davis when he was here, Josh Norman. Anybody he's picked out on your side that's kind of gotten into it in practice?
Today was the real first day where we had a period against Cam today. None of that went on today. I think everybody's just, focusing on competing, not so much of what we're saying, but what we're doing.
Hassan, what was your reaction to the NFL not finding Mac Jones?
It's just one of them things, man. It's one of them things. That's all I can say. It's just one of them things. Something. It wouldn't be. It was not like we should be shocked about it. And that's that.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
PJ, you always talk about keeping yourself ready to play. What's it like this week when, you know, Cam's getting as many reps as he is?
Same as every week. Same as every week for me, same approach. Go out there, prepare, be ready, stay ready. That's all.
PJ, as he tries to kind of cram a season's worth of stuff that you already know in with the offense, you take it upon yourself to try to help him out with some of that stuff?
As much as I can, you know. I think the coaches are also doing a great job taking initiative and just trying to help him with as much as they can as well, you know. But any questions that that he know he has, that I can always answer them. So I'm gonna help him as best as I can to get prepared and get ready to go this week.
Would you be comfortable in a tandem role where both of you play?
Anything to help this team win, you know, anything to moving forward to help this team win. That's all that matters to me. That's my mindset. Just, you know, help this team win and help us get better each week.
Do you think there will be a role for you Sunday?
Not sure. Hoping so, maybe. Just never know.
PJ, when you look at this Washington defense, I know they just lost Young and
Yeah.
Smith's out as well, but what do you see from them, especially across the front?
They still pretty physical up front. They still big. They strong guys, and on the back end, you know, they got some good players. You know, we just got to we got to go out there and play our game and trust what we do. You know, offensively, trust what we do, and just try to find ways to get guys the football in space and let those guys make plays.
PJ, when you look back at the game from Sunday,
Yeah.
what parts of it were you most proud of?
Third down conversions, I would say. We had some big third down conversions throughout the game that, you know, that helped us put up points, helped us continue to have drives go. So for me, it was the third down conversions was huge.
Was there a particular play that you thought, okay, this is what I can bring?
It wasn't a particular play. I thought at times I made some big plays on like one slant to DJ on a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. I thought the over route to Zylstra was pretty good as well. But throughout the game, you know, things just start to flow and things just start to go, and you just start to play a game as you get comfortable and let it all play out.
PJ, you guys seem to be in such a good rhythm last week. How do you carry that over now into this week's game?
I started off with the defense. They started off getting us the football and field position, you know, be successful. And it was only right that we capitalized off it and got some points out of that. You got a touchdown out of that, to be honest. We needed a touchdown just to get going and show those guys that we're here to play, you know, especially for the defense. If we show those guys that we can continue to get points in the red zone and score and move the ball, those guys are going to be well rested, and that's a good thing for our defense.
What's been your impressions of how they played this year and then particularly the last few weeks? What's been your impressions of how they played?
Washington?
No, I'm talking about the defense.
Oh,
And
our defense.
Yeah, particularly the last few.
I mean, I felt it on OTAs. I felt the difference from last year and this year, to be honest. You know, me being a quarterback and going up against the ones at times, you know, during the scout team and things like that, you can just feel that presence, feel that defense that they have over there, and you can just feel the speed out there. You can feel the guys flying around. They communicate well. You can hear it. And for me, being on the other side of the ball, like, I'm trying to figure out a lot of the things that they're doing. So I'm sure other quarterbacks, when they go up against our defense, they struggle as well, just seeing the different things that they do, the different blitz packages and things like that.
Ron said, Matt called Cam a force of nature. What's that mean to you?
I think he is who he is, you know. He's going to come here and be that guy that he is, that no matter what, every day he's going to bring that same juice and that same energy. You know, he's not going to switch up. He's not going to change. And he got a lot of guys that gravitate and follow him, you know. So that's something that's impressive.
I know you were asked something similar to this earlier in the week last week, but you said you wanted to be able to play with him. What is it like now having him in your building?
Yeah, it's awesome. Just you can feel the energy every day. You know, the vibes in the building is a lot different. So it's just coming out here, you know, being around him, getting to figure out how he do things, learning from him. It's been great.
What's the biggest thing you've learned?
Always be chill. Like when on football field wise, just be chill, man. You know, don't panic. It's not a game that we need to be panicking in, and just go out there and just play the game. Because if you panic, everybody else around you will panic. So just go out there and be chill, and everybody else is gonna be relaxed as well.
I know the goal is to go 1-0 every week. I get that. But you're in the playoff hunt. You got some winnable games in front of you. I mean, as a human being, have you looked ahead, and how tough is that to not look ahead and kind of look where you are in the NFL?
Yeah, it's tough to look ahead because of to be honest, I don't know who we play until we go into that week. So, like, for me, I don't know who we have next week. And I feel like every team is the same. Every team is good. Every team is anybody come out and beat you on a Sunday. So, for me, it's just go out there. I'll figure out who we play going into the week. You know, we might mention it at the end of a game on Sunday, but getting prepared leading up to the game. But I don't really look forward past the game that we playing this week right here.
Do you know when your bye is?
Nah, I just know it's coming up though. I know it is coming up.
Does it feel like a long stretch?
Yeah, it is a long stretch, but you know, we had a Thursday night game early in the year, week 3, and for us, it's just you gotta battle through it. You know, we had a 9-week stretch, I believe, or a 10-week stretch to where it just gotta play football. You know, I mean, we got guys banged up. You gotta find a way to get healthy, find ways to get guys healthy, and just continue to play. You know, that's the schedule, so you just gotta play it.
Do you like the 17-game schedule?
I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it. For me, my rookie year was 17. It was 16 games. It's been always 16 games. But you know, it is what it is. That one extra game really doesn't bother me at all.
Guys, we gotta go.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.